Welcome back to Crown Camera. I'm MacKenzie. He's Frank. How you doing?
Hey, good.
We're with Frank. We're going to talk about ProMaster cable releases for DSLRs, and we got 3 right here. There's plenty more options, but we're just going to talk about 3 of these and the difference of these wireless versus wired releases. Why would you want this one versus the next one?
Well, the advantage to a wireless remote, of course, is that you're not actually even touching the camera at all, and you can step away from the camera, hold the remote in your hand, push the button, and take the picture. So you can do a self-portrait if you want, and just about any other feature.
Now, would you want this for, can you do this from behind the camera? Or what are the limitations of this guy right here?
Wireless remotes work really well from the front of the camera, not necessarily as good from the back, although more cameras are getting better and better from the back because the sensors are on the back of the camera now. So it just depends on the model of the camera you have.
Okay, pretty inexpensive option?
Very inexpensive, $20 for
right.
$20, $30.
Cool. Probably a pretty obvious thing to have in your camera bag. So what do you get for the next step up, though?
When you go to, not every single camera can handle wireless. So in the case of an older camera or cameras that don't have a wireless capability, we have a wired cable release that allows you to connect to your camera and still not be able to touch the camera when you're taking a picture. So you can step away from it up to 3 or 4 feet, still be able to take a picture and get much sharper images, especially for macro and long exposures.
So probably a little more effective, and instead of just relying on infrared, you actually are plugged into the camera.
Correct.
Probably true that you can bulb time, basically lock it down a little more effectively for maybe longer exposures.
Yeah, if you want to take, let's say you wanted to do star trails, for instance, you can set your camera up pointing into the night sky, set it on bulb, and then you do that, and we can talk about that in the class, but we set the camera on bulb, push the button, and it starts the exposure. And as long as you don't touch the button again, it will continue to take a long exposure. Then when you touch the button, it'll release the shutter. So you can take a 1 second long, 10 second long, or even 2 or 3 minute long exposure.
Yeah, it's often said if you have a tripod, you need a cable release because touching the camera on the tripod is going to shake the camera. So all of these are important to have. But what is this? What do you get for this third option?
This is the piece de resistance. This is the fancy pants one. It has a built-in intervalometer. What that means is if I want to set my camera up to do star trails, and I don't necessarily want to be standing next to the camera all night long, I can tell the camera remote to start taking pictures in 5 minutes and take an exposure every 1 minute for an hour. Push the button, walk away, come back in an hour, all done.
Cool. ProMaster remote cables, awesome, found here at Crown Camera.
Gotta get them.